Arnab, Mr. Soos must be reminded that the army is not primarily trained to be a disaster management force. They do it because they feel for the citizens. They do it because they feel for the country. They do it because they're the only organization you can bank on.
And I'm saying,
and I think that's the lesson that the J&K administration must take and shut their mouths hereafter about the presence of the military as an occupation force. It is the same negativism which is now turning into calling them a savior's force. And that is what they are. They stand up for the country regardless of caste, creed, and
what are we saying? No, what are we saying tonight,
must understand that. His party must understand that. And the least that the National Conference can do is give a public apology.
Okay, we have a lot of callers. GD Bakshi is coming in. Just one point I want to make out there. If there is one thing Omar Abdullah should explain and one thing he should do, a suggestion, what he should explain is why he is quiet today on the role of the Indian Army when he was going hammer and tongs supporting a pro-Pakistan resolution in the Jammu and Kashmir Assembly. Then he was not silent. And the second thing he must do, GD Bakshi, is that he should immediately put one man in lockup tonight, and that man is Mr. Gilani, who says that the Indian Army is an occupying force of the Kashmir Valley. He should do these things if he owes the people who are there risking their lives something. Unless, of course, he's going to be the kind of selfish politician which we believe he is. GD Bakshi. Salman Soos, it's time to listen tonight.
You know, Arnab, I would also like to ask at this stage, where is the Hurriyat? What is Mr. Gilani and our cohorts doing? What have they done to lift one single Kashmiri out of the waters, one single citizen of that state? They are grandstanding, you know, at that stage. And then a leader is judged by his quality of vision, his anticipation. When 8 hours before your Met department warned you that this was happening, it was adequate time to react, you know, but he lacks a vision. You know, he thought that by calling off the talks, the center had done grievous wrong. How badly this man's judgment has been exposed. Had our foreign secretary been there, I ask you, Mr. Soos, had our poor foreign secretary, that lady, been there in Islamabad, today we would have had to divert helicopters from here to lift her out. So when you don't know what the hell you are talking about, kindly don't castigate the central government.
I think I'll let him respond.
Don't overreach. Do your job. Do your job.
I think I'll let him respond and then I'll take callers. No, let him respond.
You know, excuse me, General Bakshi. Excuse me. General Bakshi, I cannot, please, General Bakshi, please.
Go right ahead.
I cannot respond for Omar Abdullah. He has to respond for himself.
Why? You're part of the government, aren't you? You forgot?
I can only say that today, you know, for example, I can take... Please let me finish.
Aren't you part of the government?
I'm responding on that issue that you raised. Will you let me speak? That is the question. If you let me speak, I'll speak. If you don't let me speak, please speak yourself.
I just said you're part of the government, that's all. Please continue.
I want to answer your question. You let me speak, I'll answer your question.
Continue.
Basically, it is disaster management 101. 101 as in it's a basic disaster management means when you give a warning, you should expect that people are not going to vacate their homes. That happens around the world. So if the administration gave a warning, they should not have expected that people will leave. They should have actually prepared that people are not going to leave. Most people are not going to leave because that is what
now
happens.
Come down to blaming the people. How petty can you get?
Please listen to me. If you please allow me, please, Arnab.
Don't blame the people.
I'm not part of the government. You can say that, yes, it is a Congress NC government. I'm just raising a point. You will appreciate it. Please listen to me. If the government gave a warning and its own senior officers had to be evacuated, that means they did not heed the warning. So why blame the common person then? If the senior people had evacuated, had heeded the warning right now, there would be a much better functional administration,
local administration. Come to the point. You know, the point is this, that you have said a few...
with the army and other agencies, which is not happening on the ground.
Mr. Soos, please, 2 points. First is, be grateful for what the Indian Army has done.
This is not, I swear, this is not about anything.
And ask your Chief Minister in Jammu and Kashmir to show some grace for the superhuman effort for the humanity shown by the forces, the Navy, Air Force and Army. I have every right to ask you that for a Chief Minister who has shown nothing but derision and scorn towards the Indian Army, why can't he simply acknowledge that he was wrong in his perception, and that also that he failed the people of Jammu and Kashmir by refusing to implement what he promised in disaster management in 2012, and also for accepting that on top of it, he showed an incredible amount of arrogance when he said that he had done his job and that he's not responsible for the rains. Insensitivity, incompetence and arrogance are a terrible cocktail. Mr. Soos, and you need to understand that. We're going to take a few callers now, Mr. Soos. Our first caller on the Newshour this evening is Jay Kumar calling from Bangalore.
All right.
Jay Kumar, good evening.
This is Jay Kumar from Bangalore.
Go ahead. Just mute your television set, please. Yeah.
Question number 1. Where is the separatists of Yasin Malik, Gilani, politicians like Omar Abdullah and Farooq Abdullah? And also, Mr. Soos, please don't ridicule army. Your party leader doesn't have courage to say, well done.
I'm not ridiculing army. What is wrong with you people?
Of course you are, by refusing to condemn the attitude of Omar Abdullah. You
please tell him what I've said.
You are. You know what Omar Abdullah has said or not said.
Arnab,
what are you saying?
Second important question.
What are you saying, Arnab? Please don't do this.
Please, Mr. Soos, please.
This is a time of saving lives. Don't do this.
Mr. Soos, don't hide behind that. And yes, Jay Kumar, I can add to you here one point. I was told one of the greatest ironies today was that Yasin Malik, that perennial anti-India, Indian Army hater and pro-Pakistan secessionist Yasin Malik was himself rescued. He was rescued by the Indian Army, Jay Kumar.
Yes. Mr. Arnab, my second question to the people of Kashmir. This is an opportunity given to them to know who will do good to them. Politicians will not come, separatists will not come. Only the Army and Air Force will come when there is a casualty, when there is an eventuality or whatever the issue happens. So Kashmir people, let them understand that Air Force and Army are there to help them.
I think they do understand, Mr. Jay Kumar. This crisis has actually exposed the Kashmiri politicians and also shown what the army has done, not just now, for a long period of time. Jay Kumar, thank you very much. We're going to take a second caller now. From Guwahati, Shashank is calling. GD Bakshi, Maruf Raza. Interestingly, today, a lot of people are seeing through all this. Shashank, good evening. And by the way, before I go to you, Shashank, I want to ask you, where are your party leaders? How many of them are volunteering in Jammu and Kashmir today? Salman Soos. Or are they also trying to help on Twitter? How many of your party leaders, and not just yours, all central political party leaders, how many of them are volunteering in Jammu and Kashmir today?
Professor, look, I mean, yesterday, why don't you talk about yesterday? You were running clips about Soos Saab, Azad Saab is there, Soos Saab is there.
Yes.
But this is not about politics. This is not about Congress party. This is about saving lives. Please get it into your mind. Right now, we need to save lives. What are we doing?
Yes, of course. There is deep anger against the Congress NC government.
That is the most important thing. No, that is the most important thing.
When politicians go there, one or two, they are being heckled and booed. That tells you the sentiments among the people. From Guwahati, Shashank is calling. Good evening, Shashank.
Right now.
Good evening, Shashank.
Good evening, Arnab.
Yes, Shashank.
My question to Mr. Soos. What he is doing in Delhi? He must be going to Jammu and Kashmir to help the people. And the second question is that where is the separatist? Where is the anti-Indian people in Kashmir?
Exactly.
What they are doing to help these Kashmiris?
Where is Gilani? Where is Yasin Malik? Where are all of them? Nowhere.
That's my question.
How many people have they saved? He accuses the Indian Army of killing ordinary civilians for medals and promotions. Where is Gilani today? Kashmir's greatest coward, Mr. Gilani, where is he today? Where is Yasin Malik today? Rescued by the Indian Army, who he abuses. Salman Soos, it's a moment of what they call epiphany. You should open up tonight and realize all that you have done wrong. Sheikh Hussain is calling in from Mumbai. Sheikh Hussain.
Look. Please,
yeah, good evening.
Respond. Please respond.
You will respond. Hear the voices of the people today. Yes, please.
Yeah, good evening, Arnab. I am Hussain here, and my question is to Mr. Soos that in Kashmir Valley, his father is saying that I am not the part of the government. And there is the coalition government of NC and Congress. And here his son, Mr. Soos, is sitting in Delhi and he is saying, I am doing my work from Delhi. So it is better for him to be in Delhi. After the rescue operation is over, he must be in Delhi only. And second question I want to put up here is that it is the politicians like these guys who create a difference between the Kashmiri people and the Indian Army. I salute Indian Army, I salute Indian Navy, I salute Indian Air Force, and all the local people who are there, who are working with the government machinery, whatever is there, and I salute those all. But what the hell? I am not understanding that how Mr. Soos is on Times Now today. How dare him?
Well, Sheikh Hussain, thank you very much. Mr. Soos, hear that. Maruf, this is a tremendous effort. 57,000.
Let me respond.
What do you have to say in response? Tonight is your evening to hear. 57,600 people rescued. Media reports say 76,000 people rescued. 150,000 liters of water distributed. 7 tons of food material for infants. 28,000 food packets. 80 medical teams, Mr. Soos. 85 metric tons of medicines airlifted to different parts of the state and 16 relief camps. Mr. Soos, tonight I just want you to eat your words and everything you said about the Indian forces tonight. Because tonight the political class of Jammu and Kashmir is thoroughly exposed.
Who said that?
Thoroughly exposed.
Who said that?
I'm saying everyone is saying that. Where are they today? How many political volunteers are there among the streets? Who's helping the people of Jammu and Kashmir today, Mr. Soos?
What about
who's helping the people of Jammu and Kashmir today, Mr. Soos? The same forces you lampoon.
Let me respond.
All the time.
If you will let me respond.
I want Maruf to come back to the debate. You've responded enough.
Arnav, please don't create this stuff right now. We have to save lives.
Of course people are saving lives and you need to, and we acknowledge that they are.
Opportunity to respond, or you please keep your show.
We acknowledge that they are. There's nothing wrong in saying the army is doing a damn good job. GD Bakshi.
Arnav, this gentleman should save his breath and follow the example of our army chief who is there on ground in Jammu and Kashmir while he sits in Delhi and, exercises his lungs. I think he needs to go there and do some real work amongst his people.
Oh, please, General Bakshi, you have no idea.
Saving lives
General Bakshi,
is not done by mass appeal.
Please, for God's sake, let me respond. Arnav, if you will not let me respond, I will never come on your show.
That's all right. Please respond.
If you do not let me respond.
Please respond. They listen to you. Listen. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. First of all, General Bakshi, please understand, the place where I live, when you go out, you basically cannot go too far, okay? We had no phone connections. There was no internet connection. I came to Delhi so that I could raise issues here, work with people, God knows it, and the people that I'm connected to from around the world, by the way, they know what I'm doing. I don't have to basically worry about whether or not people like me or not. I'm trying to do the best under the circumstances. If you cannot appreciate it, you can say anything you want about me, that is fine. I accept it.
It's not personal. You need to appreciate what the army is doing.
Ideas that help save lives. That's
Arnav,
what do you want me to say? They're doing their job. They're doing a great job. What more do you want me to say?
I want you to say that the next time people pass an anti-India, pro-Pakistan resolution which undermines what the forces do and the sacrifice which they put forward, selflessly, not even caring for their own families. There was an Air Force officer out there who said, Mr. Soos, that I know what my condition of my own house is. My house has disappeared, but I'm helping the people, Mr. Soos. That is proof. That is absolutely the last proof that you need.
Can you talk about what is happening in Kashmir?
So why does your chief minister remain quiet, sir? Why does your chief minister not have the heart to say this
people are in danger.
Of course.
Is this the best you can do? Arnav, is this what you can do right now?
Mr. Soos, the people are in danger. There are people and we are reporting non-stop and connecting the people, but I don't know why the chief minister can't say one good thing about the forces. The same chief minister who allows his sycophants to go ballistic against his own country in the assembly of Jammu and Kashmir. I don't understand why that chief minister, who you are in a partnership with, cannot acknowledge today the role of the forces. Maruf, when the whole world is acknowledging, when the Pakistanis who've been rescued are acknowledging, the chief minister does not speak a word. I think it's shocking.
So what is...
I think it's shocking, downright shocking.
The chief minister to respond to that, but let's talk about
the chief minister should acknowledge
what we can do to save lives.
Maruf, the chief minister should acknowledge his mistakes.
So talk to the chief minister
and revisit his prejudice, but you're in government with him.
Please talk about that.
You're in government
for God's sake.
But you're in government with him.
This is not politics. Let's not talk about politics. Let's talk about how we can save lives. For God's sake, talk about how we can save lives.
Maruf, sure we are.
There are so many people who are
the army is saving lives, not Omar Abdullah.
I just want to ask Mr. Soos a simple question.
We have to do a lot more through your channel. I'm trying to tell people.
Mr. Soos,
Don't ask Mr. Soos questions. Say what you can do to help.
I'm still unable to comprehend.
More to help. What's wrong with you people? Let's help.
Mr. Soos, hear somebody. Mr. Soos, please hear me out. I just need to understand from you that you claim that you have been receiving messages from there and trying to galvanize support for those messages while being in Delhi. When all communication links are down, how are you getting messages? On the contrary, the army used a whole lot of social media messages. I'm told 15,000. Mr. Soos, hear me out. Mr. Soos, 15,000 Twitter messages were assimilated by the army, and then the addresses of people were found out, they were rescued, their name was put back on Twitter and Facebook by the army to say, we've done that. They've used social media being there. What use is your social media effort being here, particularly when your allies, the Congress Party, and between you and the Congress Party put together, I'm unable to comprehend what is the level of impact you're creating being in Delhi. Whereas the army is out there, your chief minister is having a problem acknowledging the good work of the army. Your other leaders in Kashmir have a problem acknowledging the good work of the army. For heaven's sake, there is a soldier's code. You even salute your dead enemy. For heaven's sake, you guys don't like the army, no problems. But at least now they deserve a thank you.
More than a thank you.
Who says that? What's wrong with you? Why are you saying that? Why are you creating a divide? Why are you dividing people?
Mr. Soos, you take that back. Mr. Soos, you take that back. I want to know from you.
Please, let me respond.
I want to know from you. Who's creating the divide? Did you not create the divide vis-a-vis the army? Did the Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir not caution the Indian Army against extending the boundaries of the high-altitude warfare zone, warfare school in Gulmarg, saying it will lead to a confrontation between us and them? Who created us and them? Who created? Who's insecure about the presence of the army? Who's insecure about Operation Sadbhavna? Who takes the pro-Pakistan line?
Let me respond, Arnab.
Who's on the side of those who question India's sovereignty?
Please let me respond.
Who's too weak to act against Gilani and Yasin Malik? Come on.
Will you let me respond?
There's nothing to respond, Salman.
Will you let me respond? Will you let me respond? Mr. Maruf Raza asked a very good question.
We need to move on.
Mr. Maruf Raza asked me a question. Please let me respond. Otherwise, don't bring me on your show. This is a very tragic moment for us. Please let me respond. Don't create kind of misimpressions. Mr. Maruf Raza asked me, he said, how did you respond to messages when communications were down? Mr. Maruf Raza, outside J&K, there are hundreds of thousands of people looking for their beloved ones, loved ones. They have no idea. They're questioning us, they're bombarding us with information. We've been trying to put together little pieces of information for them. Right. That is what we are doing. We're trying to contribute. Maybe it's not too much in your eyes, but we're all trying to do whatever.
Mr. Soos, I'm sure that you are. I'm sure that you feel you can do more from Delhi than from there. Navy commandos, by the way, I want to also talk about what the Navy has done. Navy commandos have rescued more than 200 people on the Srinagar-Sopore highway, and they are on standby in Delhi, Mumbai, and Visakhapatnam. The Indian Air Force has done a fantastic job. 613 sorties was the last information I got, and it's a superhuman feat. 715 tons of relief material which have been dropped by them. 79 planes and choppers, and 79 transport aircraft of the Army Aviation Corps and the Indian Air Force. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to debate this point, and you know, we are reporters. We have about 15 to 20 crew members on the ground. Until this morning, we were not even able to touch base with our own Srinagar camera person. Our reporters are also out there trying to do their best to bring the latest, and we are connecting people. But of course, those who really deserve the kudos, at least this time, are the forces. Godspeed with them. And we are so proud of them. Thank you very much.